All right, so it's noon. Looks like it's just me again. So I'll go ahead and get started. So we're looking at modules 3 and 4 being due this week. So what we're looking at for module 3 will be the module 3 assignment, module 3 practice quiz, which you need 80% to get to a credit quiz. And then the module 3 credit quiz you'll take after that. And then one other thing, the significant figures quiz. You need 100% on this to access the credit quiz. This is what's stated in the actual title of the question here. A helpful video becomes available at 60%. So that video will help you with the rest of the answers. But I'll open that quiz up and give you some hints and clues about it in a bit. Okay, let's look at the module 3 assignment. So this Zoom session here is not about actually giving you information about how to do the problem. So that's something that I recommend you get by doing the module 3 soft chalk. Now, when you're going through the soft chalk, what you'll notice, well, here's the conversion sheet. You should probably print that out from the survival guide or have it next to you. This also has the temperature conversions on it as well. But when you're doing the actual readings here through module 3, you'll see that there are these interactive exercises. I strongly recommend that you go through and you do those, especially the ones for significant figures, because that will really help you out with your understanding of significant figures. Along with that, there is a significant figures worksheet within the module that has answers. So I'd recommend that you do that as well. There's a worksheet there. I think that's worthwhile doing. Okay, let's see what else we're going to deal with here. So do the module 3 soft chalk, and then once you've done the reading there and you've done some of the interactive exercises and you're good with your understanding of what's going on, I recommend you do the module 3 assignment. Now, the thing with the module 3 assignment is that there's video answers to every single question on this assignment. I'm just going to give you an idea of what you're seeing in the assignment. So for example, in this problem here, you're being asked to figure out which goes in which space. In this case, in space 1, we'll put the centimeters, and in space 2, we'll put the meters. So that'd be how you answer that. And then there are more complicated problems that involve four items. And for this one here, it would be, let's see, centimeters have to cancel, so that would go in number 2. And then number 3, we need kilometers at number 3, so we'll find that 3. And then we have to figure out what goes in 1 and 4. Now the relationship for 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so that's number 1. And the 1,000 meters, that'll be number 4. And that would be how you complete these kinds of questions. As I said, probably good to have the conversion chart out in front of you while you're doing the problems. Okay. Get out of here. All right, let's look at the other things you have to do in module 3. As I said, this is where the videos are for the assignment problems. So you just click on whichever one of these, and it's within each of these videos. That's where you'll find the full working for each of these assignment problems. So you won't have any real trouble with the assignment if you go look at that, I don't think. Then you should do the module 3 practice quiz after you've done that. The Module 3 practice quiz gives you an idea of what's expected for the Module 3 credit quiz. And, you know, sometimes you're looking at this and you say, oh gosh, I don't know what kind of formatting is expected. Do I have to include spaces, or where do the units go, and all of that kind of thing? Or what numbers do I have to put in here? All right, so if you're really, really concerned and you don't want to waste time and on figuring out what the formatting needs to be, then look at it blank. Just go down and submit it. All right, submit it blank. And you'll notice what happens is it tells you the answers, see, and it tells you the answers that it's going to accept for formatting. Now, remember that the answers don't contain these parentheses. And when you've got two answers here, it means it will accept either. So it will accept one LB, one space LB, or one space LBS would be fine for that one. And down here, likewise, it'll accept either of these answers. Put 0.904 LB or 0.904 LBS. And the whole parenthesis thing is just around the answers themselves. So that's how you can go through and you can get this and figure out the excuse me. You can figure out the formatting without any real dramas. Okay, so that's just a tip you can use for that. You will need to get 80% on it though, so you can do it as many times as you want, and then once you get 80%, you'll be able to open the credit quiz. But the credit quiz will not open until you get 80% on the practice quiz. So you won't even see the credit quiz here until you get 80%. But once you get 80%, there it will be. The credit quiz will be the same formatting as the practice quiz. So by practicing on the formatting, you'll be fine for the credit quiz. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the Module 3 Significant Figures Qualifying Quiz. Now, the thing about this quiz is that you need 100% on it in order to access the credit quiz. That means you need to get every question right. Hey, when you take it each time, it doesn't tell you what the correct answers are, but there are hints on each of these questions. What I recommend you do is you click on the hints and open them. And the hint will tell you exactly how to do the problem and hopefully allow you to get the right answer. So it's the same questions every time. You just have to figure out what the answers are supposed to be using the hints. All right. Then you will submit the quiz. It won't tell you what the answers are. It will tell you what your attempt score is though, okay? Now, once you get to 60%, then what's going to happen? Once you get 60%, that means you've got some idea of what's going on. Then what will happen is this video will open for you. You won't see it until you get 60% though. And once that opens, then it really goes into more detail about how to solve the problems like the ones that you're seeing on the significant figure quiz. Okay, and so sometimes I get emails from people. They say, "Oh, listen, I did the significant figures quiz, but why didn't you get credit for it?" Well, you only get credit if you get 100% on it, and then that opens up the significant figures credit quiz. Right, so you have to get 100% on this one to open. Sorry, 100% on the qualifying quiz in order to open up the credit quiz. So keep that in mind. Sometimes I've seen people who take it 20 times before they get 100%. I've seen other people take it twice and still get 100%. So I don't know. It all depends on how your knowledge of significant figures is. All right, so that's for Module 3. All right, let's talk about Module 4. And again, for module 4, what I recommend is that you go through the module 4 soft chalk. And once you've been, it's a fairly short module, do some of these interactive exercises as well along the way. And after you've done the module 4 soft chalk, I recommend that you do the module 4 assignment. Again, the same situation will be present here as was in module 3. The assignment problems are done out for you by video, and every single one of these assignment problems has a video. I'm going to give you some tips for the module 4 assignment though. So for questions like this one here, you'll notice that an unused answer option has also appeared. So for this specific one, it has to be grams over grams per mil. So this will be 1. The 5.00 grams per mil, that'll be 2. And the unused answer, that'll be 3. And you do have to put the unused answers in. Even if there's five unused answers, you still need to put the number 3 in all of them. So keep that in mind. If you just leave this blank, it'll mark it wrong. Now, there's a video about this as well in the Module 4 folder that gives you a bit more information about how to handle those kinds of issues when you've got an unused answer option. The other thing you'll deal with occasionally, like in question 3, and there's a number of other questions, I think there's 3 other questions in this assignment that are kind of like this. If you want to find a mass, you need to multiply the volume by the density, or the density times the volume. You'll notice though that since it's times, since A times B equals B times A, we could put the volume times the density, or we could go density times the volume. So in order to make it so that the program knows what you're doing, you'll see that there's a note in the question that says this is a multiplication. So 1 has already been set to equal something. So you can see here in the answers, number 1 has already been set at 200.0 mils. So you know that's going to be your 1 answer. The 2 answer will be the 11.4 grams per mil, and the unused answer will just be 11.4 without the units, which would be the specific gravity. So I'll go through this kind of problem as well. What's the density of a cubic shaped object? 12.4 centimeters on a side. So there's a number of 12.4 centimeter options here. And to get the volume of this cube, we need to do 12.4 times 12.4 times 12.4. And you'll see that we got 1, we got 2, and we've got 3. So those have to be put in that same order. 1, 2 for 12.4 centimeters times that's 2, 12.4 centimeters, 3. That's number 3. You multiply all those together, it comes out to be 1906.624 cubic centimeters, but that'll be the first instance of it, so that'll be number 4. And then to get the density, it'll be the mass divided by the volume. The mass here is given as 98.40 grams, so that's going to be number 5. And then number 6 will be the second instance of the volume, which is going to be here. So you've got the number 2 next to it. And the rest of these are going to be unused answers. So I'll put 7. These were all answers that were never used. So those go in as 7s. So you put in 7s for each of those. That's the unused answer option. That's how you would do something like that. Okay, it's just me here still. And so that's how you would do the assignment, and there are similar problems here that you'll have to do as well. Okay, submit quiz here. And then I'm going to go back to show you the practice quiz. And the practice quiz will show you what kind of formatting you'll need to do for the credit quiz. And just like we did in module 3, you're welcome to just submit the quiz blank just to see what the formatting looks like. There's no crime in that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And then once you've done that, then you can go ahead and type your answers in here. Shouldn't be that hard to get 80%, but the formatting is very much the same as what it was from module 3, so you shouldn't even really need to worry too much about submitting it blank just to get an idea of the formatting. But it's your option to do so. So your credit quiz is going to be pretty much the same thing, just with different numbers, different measurements, that kind of thing. All right, so all of that is going to be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So make sure that you manage your time accordingly. Don't leave it all till the last minute, and you should be okay. All right, so that's it for today. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.